Welcome to our show. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Today we are talking to a well-known politician, a lawyer, and also a brilliant actress, or maybe a former actress, Tarana Halim. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for having me here.
You were born in the mid-60s in Chittagong.
66. I'm quite straightforward about it.
Okay.
I don't want to hide my age.
And you grew up in Dhaka.
Yeah.
You went to Agrani School and you went to Holy Cross College, and then you studied law in Dhaka University. You completed your honors and masters there. And you also started actively politics when you started Dhaka University as a student.
Yes. Actually, in the early days of my university life, that is when I was studying in first year of my university, I was the female secretary of Awami Jubu League, that is the student wing of Awami League.
And you were a famous child artist, and you won many medals, including gold medals as a child artist in acting, in recitation, in different categories. By the time you started politics, you were already an established actress, well-known actress in TV, in stage, everywhere. But gradually we saw you becoming a politician. Now the current political environment that we see in Bangladesh, the opposition parties are not very strong. And do you think it is good for democracy?
Yes, I think for democracy it is essential to have a very powerful opposition party, but at the same time our party, the ruling party, we will not be helping them out to be powerful. They have to be organized, they have to have the sentiment of sacrificing, to organize a movement, to be devoted towards the party, and I do think that they lack leadership qualities. Because when we see Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and our Honorable Prime Minister, we always think that it's Bangabandhu's daughter. So our driving force is Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. They need to have a hero like him for their party. You know, Bangabandhu will not be born again, but at least a father figure of the party is absent there. There's no leader of that party.
Right. Young generation of Bangladesh today, do you feel that they are much less interested or they have much less faith in politicians?
Yes, I do think, because often when you ask any young people that what do you want to be, they either want to be a doctor or an engineer or anything else but a politician. So for me, to make them interested in politics, we have to uproot corruption, we have to redefine the definition of politics, because politics must be a symbol of honesty, outspoken nature of the trend, outspoken trend, and dignity, loyalty, and of course self-criticism. And the thing greed has to be taken out of politics. If we are able to do that, if we are able to take out greed out of politics forever, then there will be no corruption. The system, the flawed system, will fall into place. And that is when the young generation will be interested in politics.
The things that you just mentioned, honesty, integrity, and self-criticism, don't you feel yourself as a misfit when you say these things? Because
Yes.
Nobody else is saying it.
Yes, of course. I do think I am a misfit in politics, but at the same time, if you want to remain in the system by changing your values, there's no value of remaining in the system anymore. So for myself, what I think is that I'll be the same myself as I was 10 years before, because these are my family values. These are the values I'm carrying on for years. I am 53 now, so at least, so many years of carrying these values with me. And these values are not negotiable. So that attitude of mine remaining there, yes, I do think that I am misfit in politics, but I'll always be there for my party, for in the troubled years of my party, if it comes in, there's no yes or no in politics, so if there's any bad time, I'll always be there with my party. And I still am. I'm working very hard for my party, because if you can see that Bangladesh Awami League is the only party which is the symbol of our liberation, which is the creation of the father of the nation. So I have to remain here, and I will remain here, but I'll be vigilant maybe when we face tough times.
Let's talk about your cultural background. You are a very well-known actress. To me, you are a very powerful actress. And now we don't see you anymore in that arena. Do you think you have any possibility of coming back into that field?
No, actually, what I think is that I've lost my interest in acting anymore, and I'll not be good at it now, because after I started my practice as a lawyer, I was so much overwhelmed with appreciation of the work that I'm doing for battered women and for women's rights, that I took it as my priority. So that being my priority, obviously the other things, that means the acting and extracurricular activities, whatever I had, I lost interest in that. And now when I look back, I think that the ability of acting, it's not there anymore. In the process, it has absolutely died. So
this is very,
there's no chance of me coming back.
This is very interesting to me, because an artist is, to me, an artist is somebody born with the artistic sense. And the kind of work that you did and the standard that you set, I think you are a born artist. And you're saying that you have lost interest in it. Maybe you have made a decision not to come back to acting, but you have lost interest in it.
But why I'm saying that I've lost interest, because nowadays when I watch dramas, not the art films, which are quite different than the dramas that are being aired, there's no message to the people. There's no social issue. So when I was very much involved in the acting, there were social messages. There were rights and wrongs which people used to learn from watching a television drama. But it's not there anymore. It's all about laughing. But do we feel that we are satisfied with the society that we live in today? We are not. So what about the reflection of our dissatisfaction about the society, about the culture, about the people being inhuman towards each other, being emotionless? Those should come out those should be depicted in the dramas. But nowadays I don't see those type of dramas. Maybe that would trigger something in me and I might be interested. But till today, I don't see any hope.
Right. And of course, I'm sure you will stay in politics in future.
Yes, of course, because politics is something, when you interact with people, when you get to see the smile in their faces, when you do something good for them, when you see the gratitude, it gives a sense of fulfillment. But only if we use our power to strengthen people's, the social values that they have, only if we serve people, then those sort of satisfaction comes. And when those sort of satisfaction comes, it becomes a habit. I love to see smiling faces telling me that, yes, Appa, that is, sister, if I translate it, you have done a great job for me. So that's what I do politics for. Each and every face matters, each and every life matters, each and every individual matters. And I want to change in a positive way. I want to I want that my work should affect each and every life in a positive way. So if I am able to do that with politics, and why am I in politics? Because I used to write documentaries, I used to serve people as a lawyer. But when I saw that when you are in a policy making position, then you can use that tool to change lives in a positive way. And that change is abrupt. You make a policy, like in Parliament, I introduced that the transgenders should be recognized as third gender. So when that bill was passed, I had enormous pleasure that yes, I could do something for these people who are being neglected by the society year after year. And still there was no voice of them in the Parliament to raise this issue that in many countries transgenders have been recognized as third gender. And what about Bangladesh? Now they are enjoying the status of a third gender. And the school feeding program, the Domestic Violence Prevention and Protection Act. So those type of changes are only possible only if you were actively involved in politics. So that is mainly my driving force, to be a politician and to remain in politics.
Tarana, Halim, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for your time too.